it. Welcome, everyone. This is Coffee with a Journalist. I'm Beck Bamberger, and we've been doing this for a dang long time, David. But every time I learn something new, so we keep this going because publicists need to know how to have better relationships with journalists, editors, writers, people who basically make the media world go round. And that is what we're here to figure out and hopefully solve to some way, shape, or form. Not all the problems, David. We cannot solve all the problems, but maybe we can make your inbox a little bit better. We'll see. We'll see. With us today is David Oliver. He's the deputy wellness editor at USA Today. Oh my gosh, talking about quite an array of things. For example, recent work, David. The truth about people who grew up in families who never apologize. Billy
Yes.
Joel, Joe Biden, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Like you cover an array. So happy to have you here, and thank you for being here too.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I
Yeah.
cover a lot. It's never boring.
Oh
I'll say
no,
that
no.
much.
So let's start a little bit then. I mean, USA Today is a huge national outlet. Usually I ask people, like, well, what is your outlet or whatever? But let's go just quickly into yours. So, deputy editor, that's wide ranging, and wellness specifically. How would you encompass wellness?
It's we cover it, I think, in ways that are similar and different from other publications. We
Mm-hmm.
have kind of your more straightforward wellness type explainers, kind of explaining like, is this vitamin good for you? Like
Mm-hmm.
thinking about diet and fitness, things like that. But also we kind of take the larger cultural issues of the day, whether that's kind of off the news, like related to Joe Biden's cancer diagnosis and
Mm-hmm.
grief, things like that. Um, but also talking about what we're seeing on TikTok and like a weird TikTok trend that we saw. The story that you mentioned about growing up in families who never apologize, that came from a TikTok. It came from somebody discussing that on TikTok, and then we use
Oh,
that as a way to, talk about something that, the
hmm.
real people are talking about. And we look at the
Yeah.
comments on those. We try and interview the people who make those things themselves. Like we kind of mine the internet for the hot topics of conversation and also monitor our own lives too. If there's
Mm-hmm.
something going on that one of us is going through, whether it's like related to a relative or something medical going on or psychological, like that often kind of, I think, feeds its way into what we're doing. At least for me, I know my best story ideas, I think, come from conversations with my friends or things rattling around in my own mind.
I've heard this many times from reporters, journalists, and so forth. You also are you still doing as you're an adjunct professor? Are you still teaching?
Yes, still teaching. Well, not I mean, the it's summer break, so not
Yes.
teaching currently, but yep, I will teach again in the fall and then hopefully again in the spring,
Oh, great.
which is great.
And you have tell us a little bit more about that. I don't usually have a professor who's on here, so you're teaching news writing, journalism at the
It's
University
a
of Maryland.
mix.
It's a mix.
Yeah, I
Okay.
teach. So in the spring, I've been teaching like freshmen and sophomores, like intro to news writing, kind of your basics, like here's a lead,
Yeah.
cover this accident or this crime, or then
Yeah.
let's talk about math, things like that.
Yeah.
And then in the fall, I have been teaching an entertainment, like an arts and culture entertainment reporting class that's for upperclassmen. And then this fall, I'm teaching a more general feature writing class. So it'll be beyond
Hmm.
entertainment. We'll talk about politics and science and sports and kind of a bit of everything, and just kind of really dig into um, more ways to tell stories through
Yes.
feature writing. So I'm excited about that.
Ah, by the way, you've been doing that for a little while. Have you seen an uptick in number of students or an increase in wanting to be a journalist?
I can't speak for the whole
Okay.
university. I can say that for my classes, they've
Yeah.
been mostly full, if not like just about full. So I
Mhm.
mean, in terms of like enrollment in the classes that I've taught, it's been
Okay.
high and which is
Good. How
encouraging.
encouraging. Yes.
Encouraging, but I've seen a mix of people interested in not just journalism, but public relations or other types of writing. So that's been, but also these skills apply across so many
Oh,
disciplines.
completely.
So it's nice to see. I feel like when I was like when I was there, because I went to University of Maryland as an
Yeah.
undergrad, I feel like there was a huge emphasis um, on you like you kind of had to be a capital J journalist, and any kind of
Mhm.
deviating from, even if it was just hard, like they wanted you to cover hard news, politics, or sports. And I
Mhm.
feel like there wasn't as much room. But now I think we're offering more, we're talking more. I try and
Mhm.
bring in publicists to speak for my entertainment class, especially
There
because
you
I think
go.
it's important to cultivate these relationships, and
Yeah.
we all have jobs to do, and no one's like out to get you. I feel like, even though it sometimes can feel that way, I guess.
Can kind of sometimes, David, can kind of. So let's go to your inbox then. Speaking of that, how is it in there?
It is busy. It is. I
Yeah.
cannot answer. I mean, I get hundreds of emails a day,
Yes.
many from publicists who I know are just trying to do their jobs, and
Yes.
like
We are. We are. We are.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is the mechanism you control the inbox if there is one, or is there no mechanism? We're doing nothing.
Um, I mean, I have a folder that says PR on it, and I
Oh.
think if I like, I have everything organized in folders. I'm like an inbox zero kind of person. I
Okay,
can't.
another fan. Another one to
It's
the
too much.
club. Yes.
It's too much.
Yes.
Is that what you are too?
Oh, I am. Yes, but I don't even do folders. I'm like, let it rot. Either I've seen it and it's open and or it's zero. That's it.
Ooh, nice. Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
definitely I hide in folders, but it's usually for things that I want to like look back on later. Because
Mm,
most of the pitches I get, I feel like aren't crazy timely in a way that if one I feel like I don't need this second, but it intrigued me enough, I might not respond, but I might just kind of like put it in that folder. And then if I go and search that
mm.
topic again, I'll maybe see it. And then I could always reach out to the publicist, even if it's like months later, to be like, hey, sorry, I didn't get to this in time, but like saw this. Is your client still interested? Or tell me about this? Or is there a way we can work together? I can't promise that it happens all the time, but there are occasions where I do that. So I try and save ones that are relevant. But a lot of the time, especially if it's like a product pitch, we just don't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm not, I will just like, I'll hit delete really fast.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Got it. What are your favorite pitches?
My favorite pitches are ones that really hook me with a good subject line that reads like a story that someone's telling me.
Mm.
And
So
it's
the subject line is the
bonus.
headline, even.
Yeah, like
Okay.
bonus points if it's like like if you read our site or things that I've written or that colleagues have written in the wellness section,
Yeah.
if you frame it that way, I'm way more inclined to look into it, I would say. I think if we worked together before, you can be way more free to kind of just like do whatever you want because I'll recognize the
Yeah.
name. But
Highlight.
if we have
Yeah.
not worked
Yeah.
together, like I think it needs to really engage me.
Okay. Really engage him. Really get you. Okay. And then in the body of the email, what do you like to see? Do you like to see, and we talk about this in our short rapid fire, but like bullet points, you want attachments, you want, what do you want in there?
I want short and sweet. I
Yeah.
want like like a paragraph or two.
Mm,
Keep it short, get to the point, and then if I'm interested, I will follow up like
okay.
the simplest as possible. And please, like that, don't call and email like in quick succession either. I
Oh,
find that to be um just it's too much
it's
at
unbecoming.
once. And also, I would say like don't text unless we've established that that's like cool to follow up via text. I
Yeah.
had somebody text me with me the other day, and I've just been kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to keep
Oh,
up with all of it.
yes. Ooh, ooh. So they sent an email pitch and then they were texting and following up.
Not this most recent time, but like
Oh,
I have had that type of thing happen before, and I'm like, all right, like let's take a beat.
oh, yeah. Oof. Okay. Now, as deputy editor, David, I like to delineate this from maybe a regular journalist reporter who's like, okay, I get a story and I got to pitch it up. Are you getting story pitches and then pushing them out to reporters? Obviously, you write yourself. How does it actually work in terms of how a pitch becomes a story?
It's a combination of things. I think that it's a combination of if I get a pitch from, are we talking pitches in general or from
Yeah.
publicists specifically? Okay, in general,
Because yeah, you're getting pitches from, I'm sure, freelancers, everybody.
yeah,
Yeah, so you're
yeah,
getting all the pitches. Okay, so however you wish to delineate to answer the question.
sure. I mean, I think whenever an idea shows up, I think it's a question of like, will this click? Like, will this be of interest to our audience? And will this will this be of interest to our audience? And who is best positioned to do it? Like, do we have the hands to
Hmm.
even do it in the first place?
Hmm. Hmm.
And also, like, how timely is it? If it's is it something that could wait a few weeks? Could it wait a month? Does it have to be done by tomorrow? Like, what are we talking about? I think that's
Mhm.
a big thing. And I think publicist pitches are often sometimes off the news, like
Yeah.
oftentimes when a celebrity or politician or somebody gets sick or dies. That's a very which morbid. But like for us, that's a sign of like, okay, well, what did they die of? If let's say it was like colon cancer or something, if we wanted a doctor on the line to talk to us about colon cancer,
Yeah.
a publicist pitching us a doctor around that time, great,
Hey,
actually, that's
money.
helpful.
Yeah.
Like, and I have there's someone who emails me every time there's something like that in the news. And we don't always write it, but like but it works. I'm like, hey, thanks. Like, great. Like good to know. And even if I didn't use them for that thing, I now know, oh, this person has an expert to cover lung cancer. And when I cover lung cancer next, that's who I'm talking to because they
Wow.
got to me.
So you have a publicist who's regularly like, got a doctor for that. Who's dead now? Like, oh, damn, damn.
It's helpful.
Morbid, but yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, look, it's,
I mean,
life and death. They're guarantees. So,
guaranteed, guaranteed. Yes, this is
um,
true.
yeah,
Who
and
else
then
are
in
you
terms
looking for? So, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
sorry, no, in terms of but publicist pitches, there are ones that I'll either like delete, I'll put in that PR inbox if I feel like it's relevant to a story one of our writers is working on, or I feel like it's in their wheelhouse, or it's better fit for another section, I'll forward it
Hmm,
and say like, "Hey, take it if you want." I never do a like reply and then CC a colleague. I don't want to like,
no.
you know, put the onus on my colleague to like
Yeah.
respond in some
Yeah.
way,
Yeah. No,
or
they.
I'll respond and say
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'm letting a colleague know about this," and I'll BCC them. That way,
Yes.
like they see
They
it, and
know,
if they
but.
want to negotiate or do whatever they want with it, they
Hmm.
can. But I'm I'm a big believer in not putting work on other people if it doesn't have to be. So
Yeah. Basically, don't drop that on them. So now they have to respond. Now they have to be like, "Oh, I'm not interested." No. 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 Gotcha. How often do you all come together to go, okay, what are we pushing out? What are we doing? Is it every day, every morning, afternoon, night? Like, how are y'all deciding the
we
coverage to
have a
come?
Yeah, we have a weekly meeting where we talk about kind of story ideas we're all working on for the week. But
Mm,
I would
mm,
say daily in our chat, like we have like a Teams chat where we kind of are constantly all day long talking about story ideas or angles
mm-hmm.
or things that we could write about. I wouldn't say our section necessarily publishes something every day beyond like I edit freelancers who kind of write these like SEO friendly like
Yeah.
explainers. I do that every day, but for other feature type stories, we sort of just kind of wait and see what we feel like is most relevant, what's being talked about, what's top clicking on our site, and is there a way to
Mm,
break into that in some way?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Maybe there's a wellness angle off of something, or
mm-hmm,
a culture story, like a mental health story off of something.
mm-hmm.
With the Diddy trial, for example, we've been doing a lot
Yes,
of wellness stories off of that because
yes.
as the testimony, comes out, there are topics that are worth more than just the straight news of it. We want to get into some other topics, so we have some sources on tap for stories related to that as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm. AI pitches. Can you tell when it's written by AI?
I mean, I don't think anybody should admit like, yeah, I can tell 100% because I think it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I hope I can notice it slightly when the voice doesn't feel superhuman. I think that I would guess that if it's an AI pitch, it probably doesn't have that human touch I look for in a subject line, and therefore I'm more likely than not
Mm-hmm.
to hit
Yeah.
delete
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But that said, it could definitely get smart enough at some point to mirror that, and maybe it'll happen. And if the pitch is good, maybe
Maybe.
that's worth. I mean, maybe we'll get to a world where that'll be more commonplace. I don't know. And that'll be something that we'll have to contend with as it comes. But I would say that I'm not like, yeah, in favor of AI pitches, but a good idea is a good idea.
Okay. Good idea is a good idea no matter where it's come from. Okay. Mhm. Taking my notes here myself here, dude. This is good. This is good. Okay.
Okay.
That's been definitely chatter in the coffers of our community and so forth on just like, hey, what about AI pitches? What if it's helpful? I mean, the fact is we're all using it. It's just like, do you have a website? Of course you have a website. Of course you use AI. It's kind of, in my opinion, it's that ingrained in the workflow. But I was thinking about that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not something that I feel like I don't use it in any professional capacity. I give students at school, there's like they have an assignment where I kind of want them to fact check against AI, but in my
Ooh.
professional capacity, I don't use it. My company has like guidelines out about it that somebody can find and read somewhere if they have interest.
Mhm.
And what was I gonna say? I I think the way I use it personally is like if I'm looking into going on a trip somewhere, I'm like, tell me what I could do 5 days in Paris, and then it'll kind
Yeah,
of generate an
exactly.
itinerary, and I'm
Yes.
like, oh, and then that could be a jumping off point for like things to do. But like otherwise in my life, I don't, or my work and life, I don't really see much of a need for it right now.
Got it. So you just within your writers and with everyone you're working with, it's like, hey, we're not using AI to power stuff. You better fact check some stuff if you're finding it from the internet, but it's not going to be written by, you know, AI.
No, I will point to my company's guidelines on that.
There you
So
go.
that's all I
There you
got.
go. There you go. Okay, that's good. We will be looking at those. What about relationship building for you, David? Do you want to see publicists in person, meet them, etc.? You're in DC, so maybe some people want to be around you. I don't know.
If someone's in town, I'm totally open to a coffee
Okay.
meeting or something. Or if people want to do like a 10-minute Zoom or 50, whatever, longer than that, like a Zoom meeting, phone call, very open. I think if they tell me like, hey, I cover like cybersecurity and think that that would be of great interest to you, I'll be like, well, like I don't
That's
cover
not,
that, so like
yeah,
that's not right. But like
that's
if they
not,
say like, hey, I cover, I'm interested in like I have these brands, these health and wellness brands, or these I work for this hospital and we want to talk to you, like sure, like I'm not opposed to like making that work. I will never promise coverage,
yes.
um, but I can at least I can have a conversation human to human.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's great for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're open to it. You like to do it here and
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, this is good to know. Some people are very adamant.
Yeah.
David, they're like, hell effing no, I do not have time for that. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, if I like, I might schedule you in like a month, like
Yeah,
when, before, yeah.
exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah,
So, yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Okay. What about your, oh my gosh, I love it when for a pitch or from a publicist? You just use a
Oh,
publicist. Yeah. This is a new thing. I'm adding this into the thing. Oh my gosh, I love it when. So it's not always just like bitching and complaining on here, which is not our thing, but like it's educational, right? So,
yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh, I love it when.
Oh my gosh, I love it when people say David and not hi Oliver or hi Dave or hi that like just you can say my name and it's fine. Like it's a like please read my name and get that right. It's an automatic like
Yeah.
delete. I don't have the time for that. I know I have two first names. I have three if you count my middle name, but like we're all too busy and like and I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm sure you're a
I
great
know.
person, but
I know.
I
I know.
can't.
I know. I
It's
know.
too much.
I can't. Okay. Do you have another? Oh my gosh, I love it
Um,
when.
I love it when I feel like what I've said before is that a headline that really engages a subject line that really
Yes.
engages me, that's honest, interesting. Also, I've had people I'll say I love it when people can add a personal touch to pitches sometimes if they've read something I've written or they went to
Ooh.
University of Maryland also, or we have a friend in common, or like keep
But
that
can we
keep
talk about that real quick, the personal things?
yeah.
Because so many pitches. Oh my gosh, David, I read your story yesterday and this and that. It's like you didn't read the damn story. You didn't. But you did spend 2 seconds to look at something. But the basically what I'm getting is like the fakery of like you didn't actually read that. So I don't need the flattery, which is what's your pitch? What do
Right.
you
I
you
would
know what
say
I
it's a
mean?
mix.
Okay,
It's a
tell
mix.
us.
I mean, I think for me, like, mainly get to the point, but if
Yeah,
you're nice in what you say or something really meant something to you, and I can kind of tell that in what you said, even if you didn't read it, but,
yeah,
like, something about it felt genuine,
yeah,
that's fine. But if you write me and say, "Oh my god, I loved your story on this," but, like, I could tell that it was, like, a sad story or something that, like, wasn't, like or I wasn't proud of or something weird, like, I'd be
yes.
like, "Oh, well, like,
You're like,
no."
no.
Or but I get pictures all the time where it's like, "I love your coverage of this," and I didn't cover that. And I'm like, "Okay, well, then you really didn't read it." So I think I just have to I suss out the genuine, I would say.
Mm, fascinating. Okay, this is good to know. Okay. Is there anything you really wish you could convey to publicists or you'd like to?
I would like to say that after if you follow up with a response, like
Mhm.
let's say you send a pitch and then like a week later, which is what I prefer, you follow up and I haven't responded, just please consider it a pass. And it's not personal. It's just you can pitch me again if you want with something else, but I am not going to want to, I don't want to work with you on this story, and that's okay. Like I have a job, you have a job, let's both kind of move on with our jobs and take it from there. Or if that keeps happening to you, then set up a phone call and talk about stories that you're looking for. Maybe you'll find out that I'm just not the journalist you want to pitch. Like you don't have to, keep trying to get me. Find somebody who will actually want to work with you for the work that you
Mm,
are trying to do. I'm sure there's a journalist who will write a story that you want.
there you go. That's it. Okay. David, I have a list of like quick fire Q&A here if you want to play. You ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, actually, before even that, there is an audience ask that we have here. Can I give it to you?
Sure.
Okay, I don't have who it's attributed to, but this person in the audience in our community said, could you walk us through how your editorial teams are structured, particularly in relation to affiliate partnerships? For example, does being part of a major affiliate network like CJ make it more likely for a brand or product to be considered for editorial inclusion? I don't know if that's in your wheelhouse, but what would you say?
I would say not in my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I would refer you to people who work in affiliate partnerships at my company, but not where I can be helpful. I
yeah,
apologize to
yeah.
that
That's okay. That's
question
okay.
asker.
That's okay. Okay, good to know. All right, now let's do our quick fire type of stuff. Okay, video or phone interview?
Oh, phone interview.
Phone. Okay, just because you're zoomed out or what?
Oh, I mean, I hesitated. I can do both, but
Okay.
but phone sometimes I think can be like for quicker interviews or getting things done on the fly, phone. But if I
Okay.
have more time, video, I would say, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Bullet points or paragraphs in pitch?
Paragraphs,
Paragraphs. Great. Short or long pitches?
short.
Short. Yes, exactly. How about images attached or a Dropbox zip file?
No. Neither, please, no.
Neither. None.
Stop.
Okay.
Please stop. If I want more, I'll ask.
Please stop. Great. Email or a DM of any sort?
Oh, email, please, email.
Yes. No text messages, as you mentioned.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Okay. We talked about direct or creative subject lines, really like story lines. Yeah. Yeah.
Storylines,
Story lines. Mhm.
storylines or direct if you like are really direct, like
Yeah.
to the point about it.
Great. Okay. Press release or media kit?
Press release.
Yep. Okay. Great. Any reason why?
Media kit just sounds like too many things.
Yeah.
I feel like a press release, at least in my view, is like a one sheeter, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
get to the points more.
Yes. What about what time you read pitches? Or it sounds like all the time, David.
Constant. It doesn't
Constant.
matter the time. You can
Constant.
send it at 3 AM and I'll probably read it in the next morning, but,
Yes.
I don't have notifications on for email or anything, so
Yep.
send whenever.
Yep. Okay. Any sources you're particularly wanting, loving, etc. right now?
Oh, longevity stuff I always find kinda weird and interesting.
Longevity. Okay.
Yeah,
Tell us more.
it's a topic I like writing about and I like editing and I have interest in, so anything with that no products, please, but,
Okay.
I would say anything related to that topic I find interesting.
Hmm.
And anything trying to think of other stuff. Um, sounds morbid, but like cancer's rare disease research, find interesting. Any extra mental health professionals or psychologists that you
Mm,
feel like want to talk to media who are credentialed,
hmm.
happy to talk to them. Any TikTok trends that you feel like are getting traction that other outlets haven't covered,
Mm,
that we could be early on.
hmm.
Definitely willing to talk to you about that. I think all of those are probably the bigger asks right now.
Okay. Well, that's a good list, David. It's a
Thanks.
good list. Is there anything we can do to promote you, tout, celebrate you, David? Anything which way besides read your articles?
Yeah, no, read usatoday.com, not just
Yep.
mine, but everybody's. I think
Yes.
it's important to have a good media diet, and we hope to, help out with that.
Damn straight. Damn
No,
straight.
I think, yeah, all of that sounds good. I mean, I guess if you're inclined, you can follow me on socials. You can subscribe to USA Today newsletters. Um, my birthday's in a few weeks. You could say happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday, David,
Thank
coming
you.
up. Look at you.
So,
Good, 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 good,
thanks.
good. Okay. David, thank you for being on today. Everybody, David Oliver, he is the deputy, let's get it right exactly, deputy wellness editor at USA Today. Do not call him Oliver. His name is David.
You got it.
There you
Perfect.
go. Thanks, David.
Thank you so much.